So I'm doing this video because, well, it's literally like 5:30 in the morning. I've been up since 2 a.m. I got off work at 4:30 yesterday. I want to say I laid down, went to sleep probably about 9:30. Then I woke up at like 10 something to put the kids, to try to have the kids go use the restroom. And then I went back to sleep, woke up again at 2 a.m. When I woke up at 2 a.m., I saw that my son had an accident in the bed. So I went ahead, stripped the covers, washed them. So I did laundry. Keep in mind, when I got off work, let's back up. I got off work at 4:30 yesterday. Came home to laundry that I had did prior to yesterday. I went ahead, put all of the laundry up. I sorted all the kids' stuff. And I put on a load from like what we had on yesterday. I pretty much run my washer every day. If not every day, definitely every other day I'm running my washing machine. But anywho, right now, I'm actually folding up some laundry now. But everything, like every piece of laundry, clothing, whatever, everything has been literally put up. Everything I have put up in the house, like it's all been put in each child's room, in our room, hung up, everything been put up, except for this one load that I'm doing right here, which is these white clothes. Yeah, so but anywho, I got on here and I was like, Lord, my mama called me. She texted me. She was like, you sleep? She texted me like at 2:40 or 2:30, 2:40. And I was like, nope. So, no, I called her. She was like, what you doing up? I was like, no, I just woke up. Messiah had an accident. So I went on ahead, got up, did the laundry. And then I was like, I'm just up now. And I was like, I was telling her, I was like, she a night owl too. Well, early bird rather. So, I was like, yeah, I'd rather lose sleep and make sure the house completely clean than to, come home to house not in order. Like, I don't mind getting up, going to work, as long as I know when I get back home, the house is already clean, everything already together. The trash goes out today, so, like, everything will be completely, clean. Like, when I tell you I done did a whole nine, like, I got up, my kitchen went really dirty or nothing like that. I did have a few dishes that I washed. Nothing major. There were like a few Tupperwares from like work. Today is Wednesday, like Tupperware bowl from work, different things like that. Other than that, it wasn't really no major dishes because I haven't cooked anything new. But I also took my meat out, put it in some water so I can go ahead and throw that out. What else? Went ahead, swept, mopped the whole floor. I even went as far as to literally take the water or whatever, like take water. I put water in the mop bucket and some Fabuloso, I think a little bit of, what did I use? Like a little bit of pine salt, and I took it and just like kept filling it up, and like I filled it up twice and just took it and threw it in my garage. Like I swept in my garage and just took it and threw it in my garage. So like my garage smells like amazing. I even took a little bit because I'm washing clothes, and like I said, the trash go out today, but Friday they take recycle. So I had the big Gain detergent bottle that I was down to the last little bit of it. I filled that up with water, put that, so like it smells so good in my garage. I just emptied the rest of that out so I can put that in the recycling bin to go out Friday. So everything will be out. My husband took out all of the branches and different things like that we had cleaned up in our yard. He put that out on the side of the road, so that'll go out today. So everything will just be kind of like a fresh, clean slate. So only reason I want to record, for one, I'm up and I ain't going back to sleep. Ain't no point in going. Well, I'm kind of feeling the tiredness now, but I don't want to go back to sleep. If I go back to sleep, that's gonna make it harder for me to function. I know how my body works. If I go to sleep, I'm not gonna get up, and I gotta go to work. So, And it's not to the extent that I'm gonna call out from work or nothing like that. Like, it's fine. I can go to work. It'll be okay. I think just when my lunch break comes, I'm actually gonna just probably take a nap during lunch. Um, but yeah, so like I said, I was sitting here and I was saying to myself, cause all this week, oh well, I don't know if I mentioned this yet on this video. I don't know, I didn't. So I just recently passed my inspection last Thursday. Last Thursday. Today's Wednesday, so tomorrow will be 7 days, a full week. Last Thursday, I passed my inspection to be a family home daycare provider. Um, so, I'm excited about that. And I kept saying all last week, I feel like I'm nesting. I feel like I'm nesting. Whenever you're preparing for a child, use the term nesting for when you start getting all the baby clothes, making sure you got the crib and everything put together, putting everything in place in order. And I kept saying, I feel like I'm nesting. So when I was in here just now doing the laundry, I had put on, like one of these, it's not a sermon, but more of like a podcast, but it's a spiritual podcast or whatever, just of encouragement. I put on this podcast, and I was listening to the lady speak, and she was talking about getting your house in order. And what she meant by that was like internally, like what you do on a day-to-day basis. Like, are you reading your word every day? Are you like, what things are you doing every day? Are you doing things that maybe that are of God or that are for God? Are you doing things that involve just pleasing your flesh? Like it was talking about like those type things. They said get your house in order. And I don't know why, I was just sitting in my mind, and my mind was going to like, okay, I'm nesting because I'm up like in the middle of the night doing stuff, like really honestly just doing stuff, like finding stuff to do. Like, why did I take that bucket and like literally like mop my garage? Like, what was the point in that? Like, and I'm like, dang, I'm nesting. And then God placed it in my spirit, and I'm like, no, you're not nesting. You're out in the nesting phase. I've already birthed it. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, because not everybody knows that I've achieved this. And I remember when I went to work one day last week, I was dropping my kids off, and I'm kind of always like in a rush. So when I came in, the lady was like, "You always in a rush, older lady." And I was like, yeah, it can be like that sometimes because I'm dropping off both kids and trying to make it to work on time and things like that. Because normally I like literally like try to sleep till the bus out. Like, okay, let's hurry up, get ready, get together, and let's go. I try to sleep till the bus out. But today I'm like, no. I see that I'm switching my habits up. Like, I'm staying up. Like, I'm getting things done to have a peace of mind. Because whenever things are not done at home, like if my home is not in order, it tends to make my day feel chaotic. So, yeah, so she was like, I can feel it like in your spirit. Like she was like, you always like, you in a rush. Like you're always in a rush. But, so I was like, today I was like, I don't know, something was like, tell her, like let her know like what you have going on. Not in detail, not in details, not to the fullness of it, but I was like, I might show her, Miss such and such, older lady or whatever at my job. She's cool people, my daughter's teacher, and I was like, I just, passed my inspection for my home daycare, so I won't be here much longer, honestly, or whatever. So I thought about sharing it, and I'm like, well, no. But then another part of me like, no, don't share it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't share, don't share what you got going. You don't want nobody to like try to speak against it. And that's when I sat, and that's when I realized like God was like, no, you've already birthed it. Like, you already have the baby. You have the baby. And I'm sitting here up at 2 a.m. Well, 5 a.m. now, but I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself like, okay, I have an infant. And I'm sitting, I'm like, I'm out of the nesting phase, and now I'm in the phase where you up in the middle of the night with the baby just crying and don't got a bottle, so you losing sleep, the baby getting all the sleep in the world, but you're losing sleep, and you waiting for that opportunity to nap. And like I said, when I go to lunch at work today, I'm gonna nap. I'm just saying this to say that the life cycles that we go through, like, they apply to many other forms of life. So, like the birthing of a new business, it very much applies to the birthing of a human life. Like when you look at the concepts of what it requires and what you have to do to reach those specific goals, and when you reach them, to keep them. And I'm like, there's no way nobody can take away the baby that I've already birthed. You don't have to be silent. You've already birthed it. You know what I mean? You're already in it. And when I get ready to go to work and stuff like that, keep in mind, I'm still showing up tenfold at work. Like tenfold. I get there, I'm showing up. And even as I'm at work, it's so many people that don't show up, don't do what they're supposed to do. And I still show up. That's why, my head look the way it look. You know what I mean? But I'm getting stuff done. You know what I mean? I'm handling business. Like, I'm not really out doing stuff. I'm a homebody. I've always been a homebody, so it's not like I'm trying to apply it myself or not going out. Like, that's my comfort zone. But in reality, like I've been on it. You know what I mean? And I'm not tooting my own horn. Like, I couldn't have done it without God. Even as far as me passing my inspection, check this out. I knew for a fact that I was missing a few things that I needed for inspection. One was my landline phone. I never got it installed prior to my inspection. And the whole reason for me, and then not even only that, I wasn't even planning on my inspection taking place yet. I wanted to wait a couple months before my inspection actually, before I reached out to the lady. Well, before it was time to do it, I wanted to wait. Like I said, it's February. It's February right now. Income tax will be here in like next month or so. So I wanted to use that to try to finish up and get more things in here as far as the daycare is concerned. And God worked it out where it was like, no, like the lady reached out to me, was like, I need, I gotta do this inspection next week. What day is good with you? Wednesday or Thursday? And I'm like, no, Monday or Thursday is what she gave me. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go with Thursday because, and then I had to like try to request time off, all of this to have the inspection. And she got in and she was like, majority of the stuff that I had in here, like she was like, everything was together. It was only like two documents I needed to change, like the verbiage on the document. And then I need to get my fire extinguisher tag. She was like, okay, I'm not waiting on you to send the fire. She was like, just send over the tag once you finish it. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the process started so that my boss can issue your license. And I'm like, okay, thank you, Lord. Well, that was that situation. So as of now, she reached out to me this Monday and was like, okay, thank you for sending over the fixed document. And I told her I'll go ahead and send over the fire extinguisher once I get that tag. But she was like, thank you for that. But she was like, when I forgot to check your smoke alarm and I forgot to check your landline. She was like, just make sure you had that together at your next inspection. Keep in mind, next inspection won't be until either 6 months to a year later. I think you get 2 inspections a year. So I have 6 months to get the phone line, which the thing is, when she didn't look into it, if I'm being honest, I wasn't even gonna get the landline because I'm like, I don't plan on using it. It's a waste of money. But the fact that she mentioned it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get it just in case. You never know, because you have 2 inspections a year where they pop up on you, so you don't know when it's gonna be. And who's to say they do it in a month or they do it in a week just to knock it out? You don't know. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get it done. But it just let me know, glory be to God, like, I passed my inspection, and the one thing that I was concerned about was the landline. I kept trying to hurry up and get it, but like I said, I've been going to work every day. Still got 2 kids, a husband at home, different things I'm doing, and just wasn't able to get it done within the time frame that she requested to come out and do the inspection. And she passed me, and I'm like, Lord, I thank you. So I'm gonna get those things done this week. But I'm just saying this to say that pay attention to the things you go through in life. Like, I have 2 babies. So I've experienced the childbirthing process. I've experienced having infants, losing sleep. I've experienced it with a husband. I've also experienced it alone. Like my husband was away on a boat with my son. So I did a lot of that by myself with my son, in those infant phases. And right now, this is very much what I feel like I'm in right now. So in the beginning of a business, sometimes you have those nights or those days where you're up all night, you're losing sleep, but you getting things done. Don't overwork yourself. Know your body will tap out and let you know when you need rest, and it will take it. But I'm just grateful to know that I'm not busting my behind for a job just to be an employee. I'm busting it for my business, and not just to say that it's my business and to put a woohoo on my name or anything like that, but because my business is not just for me. My business is to serve families, not just the children, but families. Yes, I want to be able to provide the care that's necessary for those families, but not just that. I also want to serve families as a whole. Where can I help you at? What is it that you need help with? What tips do you need? You know what I mean? Like, what are your goals? Maybe I may know someone, networking. Maybe I may know someone that can help you out and what it is that you want to do, just providing that extra support, you know what I mean? And caring for these babies and making sure that they're taken care of, that they're learning things, that they're having fun and not just cooped up, you know what I mean? But and actually teaching them things, like, getting an actual curriculum into place. So, yeah, and it's just part of the steps that I passed the licensing phase, but now my next step is to go ahead and set up everything with the Early Learning Coalition so that I can get state-funded kids and and then yeah, and then I may look into the food program. I'm not sure about that, though. I may just come out of the pocket for the food program. I'm not sure. But then also, another thing, my daughter is now going to be going to kindergarten in August. So, and it's February right now, and I plan on leaving to start my business in August, leaving my job. So, right now I'm just trying to get my ducks in a row, make sure I can get everything that I can get out of my job before I leave. Like a lot of the things that I have in my child care center now were basically donated from my job. And I'm also going to take advantage of all the time that I put in. I will be at that job 2 years as of June. So I'm just grateful for where I'm at now, like what I'm doing, what God has allowed me to pursue. And prior to this job, that's a whole nother video. That would be a story time. I worked at another job, and because right now the job I'm at currently is a Navy base. The job prior to that, I was at Episcopal, and my manager there just kind of had it out for me for whatever reason. But I still was achieving things in the same way that I'm achieving them now. But I've been screaming about this for a little over 2 years. I remember placed this God placed this in my mind, like this goal as far as child care center. God placed, I even just go as far as the name of my child care center God gave to me on Mother's Day, the year of 2022. And we're now in 2025, February 2025. So, and it's finally here. Like, so that just lets you know how long I've been preparing for this, and I've been talking and talking and talking. And it's a beautiful thing when you're talking, but you can finally begin to showcase that you're actually in it. You're actually walking in it. And yeah, I may have a home daycare, but this is just the beginning. The centers are to come. You know what I mean? It's so much more that will come. This is just the beginning. You have to start from somewhere, you know what I mean? And just start to build and build and build and grow into whatever it is that God has called or deemed possible for you to do. And it's just a video of encouragement, and just insight, a little bit of background, a little bit of the background for Tater Tots Child Care. But yeah, y'all have a good day, and I thank you for just watching and hearing me out.